helped the ineptitude of the Washington Huskies probably. But a win is a win is a win edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which allows you to get this here podcast everywhere except Spotify, and is a very easy place to listen. It's both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is the color analyst for the Badgers radio network, the Packers Hall of Famer, an all-around good guy. Go boo in a bar. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Do we know who gets credit for creating those?
No
they
idea.
Just showed up miraculously.
Showed up. Yep, and they're fantastic.
I can tell you.
I don't know if we should. I don't know how that all works.
I don't want to get them in trouble.
You got to be very careful on these things. So I don't know. If you feel good about the legalese of it, go for it.
I feel good about this one.
Who did you check?
Because Barry has not.
Barry hasn't signed off on it. There's no royalties being done. I think you probably, as long as you checked on it, that's great. But you will be solely liable for anything
It's not been copyrighted.
Yeah,
we are not supporting Jesse's decision to reveal the name of the person who made these T-shirts.
Thanks to our Wilde and Tausch fan, Mike
the wedding DJ.
in Kendall. Mike in Kendall.
All right.
Was the one who put those shirts together. I donned mine on Saturday for our pregame show, and then when I went in to watch the game at Camp Randall Stadium, I had a few comments on them, including from one of the people selling Coors Lights who apparently helped build the building that we're in here, the AmFam Spark building.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of
It's a small
randomly
world.
awesome, right? A lot of good comments on him, and now Old T's wearing his on a victory Monday for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Was it a little cold to go T-shirts? It was like snowing during
I
the
went
game.
T-shirt over a sweatshirt, over long sleeves, over another shirt. It was a little tight. Gotta admit, it was a little tight, going 4 layers, but we made it work. We were good.
Packers, Eagles, Monday Night Football tonight. We'll get to that, but Tausch, we waited a long time to be able to say the Badgers win.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
Badgers win. Yes. What was that like on Saturday for you?
So I just, as we're sitting there and, Matt and I will kind of have discussions during the week about what we think, and it's obviously been a tough year, I think is the nicest way to put it. And, I kind of just... I said later in the week, I just get a hunch the way our defense is playing. And anytime a team has to go a couple of time zones and you get weather with it, you feel like when you're an underdog, that's a good thing. And Washington's offense had really good days against other teams. But you watched how we played against Oregon. Watched how we played against Michigan. This defense, when not given a bunch of short fields, has been really good this season. And so you just thought, keep it close, and we'll find a way. But if we're being real honest about it, I don't think any of us thought that realistically, if you had to, really put yourself out there, you probably would not have done it. But you just felt like this was one of those games that there was an opportunity for this group. And as it was unfolding, you saw how hard everybody was playing. And, from my perspective, watching the celebration, knowing that, this team has been beaten into the dirt by everybody, their own fans. And one of the things when we had Mac on, and I mentioned, was you got 4 games left. And Matt LePay, I've said this many times, is the best in the business. The way he framed it at the end, I could not put it any better. That win was great for the soul of the Wisconsin Badgers because we have been struggling. And when you are in sports, the only thing that matters, there's a lot of great things that come about, but you have to get some wins. It's just for belief and everything else, and to see the joy and the relief from both the staff and the players, it was awesome. And another great reminder, not that you need them, but it's a great reminder of why sports are so awesome. And this season's going to be, regardless of what happens these next 3 weeks, it's going to be a disappointing season for everybody involved. But when you can pull something, you can pull a rose out of just a field full of thorns. Mm-hmm. It's sweet. And to see the fans jumping around and enjoying it with them in those conditions on a cold, dank, wet November night, it was a thing of beauty. It was the shopping cart in the field of roses. That's what that was to me. It was just beautiful. And for everybody out there, I don't know who you are, that is saying don't storm the field and don't live it up and enjoy it. Get out of Dodge. Take your old fudder-dudder, shut the TV off, and leave, because that was awesome. It was awesome and well-needed, and it was chicken noodle soup for the soul of the Wisconsin Badgers, and thank God. I'm just so happy for everybody involved that we found a way to get a win.
What happens next?
Oh, I don't know.
We go beat Indiana in Bloomington, baby.
Yeah, why not? I think I don't know. I can't get into point spreads and things. I don't know. I mean, I have an idea. I don't care at this point. I mean, I think that you have a lot of things that you could build off of what happened. I mean, obviously, you can't have your punter leading your team in passing and expect to win a lot of games. Like, that's just not going to be a viable way forward. But none of that mattered as we get through this week, and we have the Packers, and it'll be a huge challenge, obviously. And the thing that I don't like, Indiana struggled against Penn State, and I always like seeing teams fat and happy when you're going to play.
30 and a half?
Yeah, it's a pretty big number, I would guess. Doesn't matter. This defense is the real deal. And there's a lot of guys playing with a ton of passion. You got the two young guys in the middle that have just been balling. And Mason Posa played one of the.
God, he's good.
The fact that Catalano had 19 tackles, and we're sitting there giving player of the game out, and I'm like, yeah, Catalano was great, but Posa had 2.5 sacks and the game-changing play. I don't know, Jim / Matt, if we can go that route. And that's a beautiful thing to have happen. So for everybody that showed up at the stadium, and it was a sparsely attended crowd. I'm not going to sit here and try and blow smoke. It was sparsely attended. But silent count for Washington, false starts for Washington. Their right tackle had back-to-back false starts down in the students' end zone, and it was just a tough. I heard on our post-game show, I think it was Riley say, it was the best crowd per capita. I think he covered it perfectly.
Line.
Beautiful.
That's a great line.
Per capita, that crowd brought it and deserves credit. So I just hope that senior night that comes up in 2 weeks, it's been a tough stretch for this group of dudes. Glad that they got one big, beautiful moment at Camp Randall.
Speaking of that Indiana game, so obviously we're not usually, not the matchup with the Badgers, Indiana-Penn State on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, good game.
So usually, obviously, we're not at the facility on Saturdays because for a Sunday game, we're obviously not there. Our last day of access is Friday. But because of the Monday game, we were there on Saturday, and they had in the new fancy schmancy locker room, they have TVs now that don't just have the daily schedule like they used to have in your old days of playing. And they had Indiana, Penn State on the TV that happens to be right above Micah Parsons' locker. And so Micah Parsons and Rasheed Walker, both Penn State guys, coming over. And it ended up there. All the reporters, myself included, end up standing around this TV up above us watching the game. And Micah Parsons is a funny dude. he is one entertaining guy to be around. You should watch a game with him. I can't recommend it enough, especially when a Penn State guy jumped off sides and said, that guy's a blanking idiot, and I can say that because I did that in a game earlier this year, which I thought was a pretty good line.
Total louse.
And what a catch by the Indiana receiver. It was a really fun thing to observe, and boy was Micah Parsons less than thrilled. So he's got his own alma mater.
Well, they'll get a better draft pick with that loss. That'll be good. But unfortunately, the Cowboys get it. Oh, is that not how that works?
I don't think so. So the Badgers win. We need to get ready for Monday Night Football. I got two different people texting me last night saying how much they enjoyed you on national radio.
Yeah, I had a couple of takes that later in the week I'm hoping Jesse pulls up. It's regarding a Wisconsin Badger and why if Jonathan Taylor beats Eric Dickerson's record and doesn't win the MVP, we are no longer allowed to call it the MVP. It will be now in this show. I can't dictate what happens in other shows.
Sure.
Or national. If I do any more national stuff, it will now be rechanged to MVQ. There will be no more P in the Q. It'll be a Q.
I see what you did there. He is having a fantastic season.
I had 240 yards rushing yesterday, 3 tutters, 40-some yards receiving. Danny Dimes stinks. And
Does
that
he?
team is Danny Dimes stinks. Let's not.
He doesn't stink.
Did you watch yesterday?
Some.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't stink overall. He stunk yesterday. Let me but he is not a franchise quarterback, and you eventually find that out. He'll have some days, but that team is led by JT. He is their offense. When he doesn't play well, a la Pittsburgh, they lose. That, to me, is pretty valuable. So, 244 yards. My bad. I shortchanged him by a yard. 66 career rushing touchdowns. He is on pace to be in the LaDainian Tomlinson-type touchdown season. And if he doesn't win it this year, let's just do away with it and call it MVQ. It's absurd. And
it's a good take.
Thanks. It was a really good
good take.
Yeah.
He is averaging roughly 114 yards a game. That puts him on pace now for 1,938 yards.
If Saquon had beaten Eric Dickerson's record last year, he wins the MVP.
Yeah.
Thanks for someone chiming in. I love dead air, but if he does that last year, he is the MVP. They decided wisely to not do that, and they won a world championship. I think they'll trade that. But if he does that last year, if JT does that this year and he doesn't win it, shame on whoever is voting, shame on y'all. Okay?
They have to win the division, though, too.
No, they're 1 or 2 seed. Yeah, they're going to win the division. That's Rap City. They got to be a 1 or a 2 seed with that. I guess I should preface that. And they will be if they win their division.
Even though Danny Dimes stinks. Quote.
Yesterday.
No, Danny Dimes he's a mistake-prone dude. He just is. How many turnovers do you have against Pittsburgh, and how many turnovers do you have yesterday? Yeah, come on now, let's not blow smoke. He's fine, but I guarantee you one thing: they're not. I don't think they're chomping to be paying him $55-60 million a year. I can promise you that.
No, I would assume they're not. All right, so that is your one of many great takes that Tausch had with Gabe Neitzel on the national radio.
I have another one later in the week that I think I like what happened. Even though Detroit routed Washington, I love what I saw because I think it's a sign that things are a little desperate over there in Detroit.
So are you...
What's your national schedule here? When can we catch it?
By the way, Daniel Jones has a passer rating of 101.6. He has thrown 7 interceptions.
32.2 yesterday.
I understand.
Do you?
Okay. Are you okay?
I'm doing great, buddy.
You seem a little bull in a china shoppy today.
No, I'm not. What do you mean bull in a china shop? Because I'm talking? I'm fired up that obviously Wisconsin won. I wanted to make sure. So, yes, I can tone this down.
Go boo in a bar.
Yeah, go boo in a bar if you want, Jason. I'm fired up today. Yeah, I'm excited.
Not booing. He had a bad
There's a
game.
lot of great stuff that happened over the weekend. Volleyball's killing it here. We had a good weekend for a change. I'm sorry. I'm excited about it. I could tone this thing down. Oh, Jonathan Taylor, he's pretty good. Yeah, Danny Dimes, okay. I can do that if you want, Jay. I don't think you do.
T. I don't want you to do that. I want you to tell us about Pella Windows and Doors.
I do too, and when it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her great team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And this month only, score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. 0 interest for up to 72 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping all of those drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. Jason, I do wonder, and I know we're going to get to Packers next, if Matt LaFleur gives up his play-calling duties, is that a good sign or a bad sign for the G&G?
We will talk about Dan Campbell assuming the play-calling duties for the Detroit Lions. Why is it I don't know enough about John Morton, but if you hired a guy to be your offensive coordinator and then you take away his play-calling duties, which has been the case with your team for quite a while with Ben Johnson previously, what exactly is he doing? Dan Campbell claiming that it was very collaborative still, but he was making the calls. We'll talk about that, and we'll juxtapose that with Matt LaFleur next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Football's back, and if you're headed up toward Green Bay, the perfect stop is Higher Love Cannabis Company, just seconds over the border in Menominee, Michigan. Less than an hour from Green Bay. An easy stop before or after the game or anytime you're passing through town. And with so many low-quality, unregulated CBD products floating around Wisconsin, trust matters. Higher Love, award-winning, organically grown, locally owned, and the real deal. Higher Love Cannabis Company, best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Sendix. We all agree time goes by fast, especially this time of the year. And if your family is like mine, you're probably already making plans for Thanksgiving. Can we all get together on the same day? Should we have dinner early or later? Who's going to bring what? Man, it can be stressful. Well, let me recommend how you can make this Thanksgiving less stressful, but still delicious. Order your Thanksgiving dinner from Sendix. Check it out. Go to order.sendix.com and check out everything that's available for your holiday dinner. appetizers, roasted turkey, and all of the fixins, even magnificent desserts. You can also order the entire dinner, all packaged and ready for you to pick up. You can order a complete dinner for 2, 6, or 10 people, all prepared in reheatable packages, so serving Thanksgiving dinner is as easy as it gets. And if your family would rather have baked ham, beef tenderloin, or even classic lasagna, Sendix has all of that too. Make Thanksgiving easy and go to order.sendix.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Packers Eagles tonight at Lambeau Field. Good morning, America. Although Stephanopoulos didn't even make the trip.
Oh, he's soft. You know that. He ain't going to Green Bay when it's cold out.
Big tush push opinions from Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, he's in New York. Don't worry about Steffi.
What do you mean, don't worry about Steffi? He's the only one on the entire panel. Strahan wasn't there. Steffi's the only one who gave an opinion on the tush push this morning.
Yeah, not a fan.
Jason Kelsey was hanging out
Let's hear what Strahan has to say. I'll be intrigued. I actually, Robin Roberts, let's hear what she has to say. You think Stephanopoulos ever put a pad on in his life? Like, come on now. He's doing debate clubs and Lord knows what else. I'm not interested.
Don't be the guy who just said, oh, you never played, so he
It ain't about that. You think he knows anything about a tush push? Really? Stephanopoulos.
He said he's been thinking a lot about
it. I'm sure he is, yeah. I'm out on Steffo. Robin, let's hear what Robin has to say. Well, let's hear what Robin has to say. It's nice that at least Jason can claim he's doing a little show prep today for the first time with Good Morning America having some type of sports coverage on the Packers.
We're in the parking lot of Lambeau Field.
I just said I give Jason credit. Is Robin there? Was she at the game?
No.
So then who is there?
Kelsey.
Just wait a
Jason
second.
Kelsey.
Just wait a second. He's ESPN. He ain't Good Morning America. Okay. Whoa. So you're trying to tell me Good Morning America is at Lambeau, but Stephanopoulos ain't there, Robin Roberts ain't there, the weather person, I don't know who that is, probably ain't there.
Yeah.
Al Roker, he ain't there.
Lara Spencer was supposed to be there, but her flight got canceled because of all that stuff going on, so they actually had to fly.
All right, I'm pulling back everything I just said. What a waste of your guys' time. All right.
No, they had to fly in one of the reporters from San Francisco to do the on-site interview with Jason Kelsey.
Okay, good stuff.
And then Stephanopoulos said, I don't know why everyone's so upset about the tush push.
Okay, Georgie. Yeah, let's break that down.
So Dan Campbell took over the Detroit Lions play calling yesterday. Did they score on every possession?
It certainly felt that way, yeah.
And you're wondering if it would behoove the Packers to go the opposite direction?
No.
As you like to say?
No, that's not what I said. I asked the question, if Matt LaFleur gives up his play calling, does that mean you're in a good spot as a Green Bay Packer? The answer is no. You go through, you hire a guy, and Detroit's offense, obviously they got, what do you give me a look for? Tell me what you're thinking instead of just smirking at me.
Well, he's the head coach.
Yeah.
And
he is a play caller. He's went on record many times and said this is what he does. Right?
But sometimes head coaches give it up, and to your point, if he gives it up, I do think it's a bad sign.
That's my
that
point.
The offense isn't clicking.
Yep.
But this is oppo of what actually happened. The head coach actually did not call plays and took them back like Mike McCarthy did from Tom Clements that year. What was it, 2015?
Sure.
That's never a good sign either, right? It worked out great for the Lions yesterday.
But I will say this. Dan Campbell is not the offensive guru. Dan Campbell is a leader of men, and he deserves I think he's a great NFL football coach. Great. Turn that morbid program into moribund program.
Moribund. There you go.
Into words matter unless you say it and I question you and you get mad. Moribund.
You corrected yourself.
I
was supporting your correction.
Okay, I don't want to get mad at you. So he's done that.
For what?
What do you mean for what?
The text line is pointing out it appears your nervous energy has returned.
I don't know what this is.
All right. Okay. You know what? I will acquiesce to the text line. I just don't think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think from a Packer fan standpoint, I saw Dan Campbell, because as I'm doing the show with Gabe yesterday, he's got that whole, up in here, and he's got his glasses on. He is a fourth down going, game managing, in the refs. Like, that's his deal. And now all of a sudden, he's sitting there like he's reading that big old Applebee's menu. Let me see, I got to pull this. He's pulling all this stuff, and I think it is great from our standpoint. He doesn't trust Morton. His team doesn't trust Morton.
No, they don't.
So he had to go back in. He's not Sean Payton. He's not some offensive guru. Now, does he know offensive football? Certainly. Did they get a jolt yesterday? Yes. But do I think this is sustainable? I think we're in desperate mode. We're struggling. We need a jolt. And jolts are great, but you know what happens after you take a big old caffeine jolt? You end up napping.
You crash.
Not saying that's what's going to happen. But I'm telling you, if I'm a Detroit Lion fan, I am very nervous about about what just happened. The transpirations, or whatever that word is, that I'm sure will be corrected from somebody. That's all I'm saying. And if Matt LaFleur gives up his play calling to Adam Stenovich or whoever it would be, I don't think that's a good sign mid-season. Now, if you want to go through the offseason and this is your new plan and you get things in place, the protocols, great. But when I saw Dan Campbell, tough, physical Dan Campbell, biting kneecaps, putting on a pair of 90-year-old readers like he's ready to play canasta, and he's reading the sheet like, oh, boy, I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, now, granted, they're moving the ball. Jared Goff is humming, and Washington's defense is El Stinko.
He scored 44 yesterday.
They did whatever they want. Yeah, you guys can disagree with me. Just let's watch and see. And by the way, Detroit needed to beat Washington, the team that beat them in the playoffs, in order to keep pace with the Chicago Bears in November. I don't think any of us thought we were going to be saying that back in August. And now Dan Campbell's got his canasta glasses on, trying to read what the 3rd and 4 call is. I think that is a good sign as a Green Bay Packer. That's all.
Don't the Packers also have to beat the team that beat them in the playoffs last year to keep pace with the Bears?
Maybe.
That game is tonight. By the way, since we're correcting words, I had multiple people text or tweet me asking why I didn't correct anecdote versus antidote on Friday, and I am here to tell you that I had stopped correcting him because it irritates him.
Ooh, LaFleur?
And so, no, you.
When did I say anecdote?
You said, you did say it. I don't remember the context, but you said, we've got to get the anecdote for what we're doing.
For whatever was ailing them.
It was an antidote you were looking for, but you found a short story instead.
Hey, man, I'm fine with you correcting me as long as you don't go all Pouty McGee when I correct you. That's all. That's it.
I am never Pouty McGee when you tell me about UW Credit Union as a fellow UWCU member.
For every stage of life, the UW Credit Union is here for every you. Doesn't matter if you're a young college student storming the field or if you're an old fart up in the press box. UW Credit Union has you covered. And you know what? Why join UW Credit Union? Well, you want to keep your banking local. Yep. Member first service. Yep. Great perks like early payday. Yep. Bucky out there doing push-ups. I hadn't seen Bucky do a push-up at Camp Randall in a minute now. Bucky doing enough to win. He wins. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things. This makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
The green and gold game preview.
From George Stephanopoulos. He's going to be our guest contributor on this. He likes the tush push.
He'll be here with some amusing antidotes.
He doesn't understand what the big deal is about the tush push.
I'm sure he doesn't.
This show is anything but moribund. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond. From walk-in closets to entertainment centers, our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some disappointing news yesterday. I don't know if you saw this, Tausch, between your national radio appearance and keeping an eye on
meat raffle. We had a meat
Dan
raffle
Campbell's
yesterday.
canasta glasses.
Didn't win.
Jair Alexander not making the trip for the Eagles.
That's not surprising. Are you surprised by that?
I mean, I'm surprised that you're acclimating to a new team that you wouldn't still have him go along. Like, I'm not sure that. Like, who's he staying back with to learn the new defense? Isn't everybody here? I assume they didn't want him appointing himself a captain and running out there or whatever it might be, but I was looking forward to seeing him.
Stephanopoulos.
It's exactly. Maybe he had travel problems like Laura Spencer. Time now for the Green and Gold game preview.
Let's take a closer look at this week's matchup. This is the Green and Gold game preview.
Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field. One of the big games of the season. A rematch of last year's opener and last year's wild card playoff game. The Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Lots of juice for this one. Tausch, what's the big storyline heading into tonight's game?
Well, the tush push has been on everybody's mind. Were they going to run a play first? Yeah, I want them to run tush push on first down. Go ahead.
So they have second and 9.
Second and 9, you fools. Yeah, if you want to prove a point, yeah, go ahead and prove it. This needs to be, from a Packers standpoint, who are you? There's not going to be any trap game talk or anything else. I think the Packers, Philadelphia, has shown some, they're not running the football great. I said this morning on Wisconsin's Morning News, this needs to look like that Detroit and Washington, the defense in those first two games. Now, they played, I know everybody kind of got after because you didn't get after the young fella from Carolina, Young. But this needs to be more impactful. This defense needs to show its teeth at home against a team that this isn't last year's group. Saquon is not JT this year. Saquon is kind of average when you look at stat lines. He's still a great player, but this year haven't been able to run it. The boys need to go eat tonight. And if they do that, they're going to win the game.
They will not have Cam Jurgens, their starting center, for a second straight week because of a knee injury. I'll take the low-hanging fruits, and that is, how effective can the Packers' offense be in its first game without Tucker Kraft and with 3 wide receivers who are questionable for the game? Dontavion Wicks, who I think is going to play. Matthew Golden, who I don't think is going to play. And Savion Williams, who I don't really know because he didn't practice, then he practiced, then he didn't practice, so not sure where he stands. By the way, they actually had 4 wide receivers on their injury report during the week. Malik Heath has a hip injury he's dealing with. That meant that at one point during the week, they had only 2 wide receivers on their 53 who were not on the injury report, Romeo and Christian Watson. Now, we'll see what they do from a roster perspective. Because it's a Monday game, they can make those moves today. I'm very curious to see if Bo Melton gets some wide receiver snaps again. But they're probably going to have to call up a wide receiver or maybe even 2 from the practice squad. And when you're trying to replace the best offensive player you have, and Luke Musgrave is not Tucker Kraft, you were counting on your wide receivers to play a vital role. Now you don't know which ones you'll even have available for this one. Next.
So, Jason, sounds like your big storyline translates directly to our next question in our Green and Gold game preview. You can go first.
Oh, thanks.
Besides Jordan Love and Micah Parsons, which player will most impact the amount of success the Packers have tonight against the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm going to say Luke Musgrave as I continue with the low-hanging fruit because I'm fascinated by his career arc. Like, I don't know if there's how many players there have been. I'm sure there have been others. But, like, remember his rookie camp? Oh, he ran the fastest at 23 miles per hour. He ran even faster than Watson in pads. And he was getting the ball all the time during that camp. And then he lacerates his kidney. Tucker Kraft takes over in that Chargers game. And Tucker Kraft is like a meteor across the sky. And ever since then, Luke has largely been the forgotten man. He missed 10 games last year with an ankle injury. So I am very eager to see what kind of impact he has. And the Packers need him to be the player they drafted in the second round to be. And I don't know if that's what he'll be or not. We'll have to wait and see.
So you think give us an idea. I don't know if he'll be on Prize Picks later. What would be a big night for him in your book?
7 for 143 and 2 touchdowns.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's what Tucker Kraft had in Pittsburgh.
Next.
No, you didn't answer
you
it yet.
Pick it.
I didn't pick what?
Besides Jordan Love and Micah Parsons, which player will most impact the success that the Packers have tonight?
Oh. Musgrave. 7 for 143. This game is going to come down to, and we saw this last year in the playoff game, can our interior three block their big two, their Bulldogs? Carter and the other big guy, I keep forgetting his name, the guy from Georgia, the monster man who lost a bunch of weight Pelotoning. We couldn't block him last year. Matter of fact, it was so bad that we ended up putting 3 or 4 guys, and we decided we need to go get Banks, I think, strictly from that game. Mm-hmm. So let's see if we've improved. Let's see if the new offensive line, I don't know, is Banks playing, Jason?
Yes.
Is he going to finish? That's another question.
That's another question. By the way, Jordan Davis again, is the person you're thinking of.
I keep thinking Smith, and I know it's not Smith.
It's like Johnny Davis.
Jordan Davis. Big dude. I just saw a great story. He's good friends with his Peloton instructor now because he's lost all this weight Pelotoning. They're big dogs. They are hard to block. We couldn't do it last year, and if we can't do it tonight, we're not going to run the football, and we're going to make Jordan Love's life pretty miserable. So let's see if that triumvirate in the middle has figured some things out.
Next.
I didn't realize Peloton started selling ice cream.
I don't know, do they?
Well, more importantly, if you like to eat ice cream, if you ride your Peloton, you can eat more ice cream.
Last up in our Green and Gold game preview, Tausch, the Packers beat the Eagles on Monday Night Football. If blank.
I think obviously the last game that this, really probably both games that we lost to Philly last year was turnover. We turned the football over way too many times. This game needs to be where Jordan plays a clean game. And if Jordan plays a clean game, I'm not going to use the term turnover, but if he plays clean and does what we expect him to do, red zone has to be better. So the last time out, we obviously stunk in the red zone. Turned it over, missed kicks. Can't do that against a bad team in Carolina, and you certainly can't against a good team in Philly. This is one of those games where your efficiency needs to be at an all-time high, and Jordan needs to lead that charge.
I'm going to go the other way and say that they have to run the ball effectively. I think the expectation is that as he did in that playoff game and as you saw the Panthers do last Sunday, this is a keep everything in front of you, keep your safeties back, don't let the Packers get any big plays, wait for, to Tausch's point, your quarterback to make a mistake. He had a couple of them, obviously, against the Panthers. The way you force them not to play two safeties back is you run the ball effectively. And Tausch, I don't understand the way the season has unfolded. We started it with these defenses hell-bent on not letting Josh Jacobs beat them. And now it's completely flipped to, we think we can stop Josh Jacobs with 6 guys, which they've largely been able to do in part because their offensive linemen haven't always blocked the right guy. Like, how do you get this going, this offense, which, by the way, is statistically pretty good, which is weird because it doesn't feel like it when you listen to Matt LaFleur. But if this is how teams are going to play him, the biggest thing is to get Josh Jacobs going against these 6-man boxes?
Well, you have to be patient, too, because you want to make big plays. You get Christian Watson back, and instantly you think you want to go over the top. If teams are going to play like Carolina did, you have to be patient. You have to stick with that run game, and you have to block the guys in the middle. And we have not proven that we can do that. It's a big reason why we went out and did what we did. So, yeah, Josh Jacobs is always going to be a big piece to whatever we're doing. Tonight will be, if that's how Philly's going to look at it, either the way Pittsburgh did, which is no Josh Jacobs, let Jordan beat you. I would do it just what Carolina did.
I would too.
I would play deep, and I'd say keep everything underneath. How patient can you be? Especially if you get a lead, will Jordan force something? And that kind of goes back to my initial point is, play within yourself. be efficient. And if you can do that, you're going to have a good chance to win.
This stat, which I have in my preview on Channel 3000, is amazing to me. In the first 2 games, Jordan Love's average air yards per attempt was 13.1. That's including all the Charlie checkdowns and everything else. He was hunting big plays in those first 2 games. Since then, in the games since, it is 6.6. He's thrown 24% of his passes behind the line of scrimmage. So are they going to be able to build 9, 10, 11 play drives, which they did against Carolina, but then they didn't cash in on them? So I'm really curious, because anytime a defense, as you well know, has success doing something, everybody else copies it.
That is correct.
And Vic Fangio was already doing this in the playoff game last year. Jordan talked about that during the week. So I'm very curious to see what they look like offensively.
And we'll see. Fangio, they needed to go and pick up an edge guy. They picked up the dude from Miami.
Jalen Phillips.
That has been their strength. We'll see. Last year, they obviously didn't feel like they needed to do a ton of blitzing against this group. They just whooped them up front. This is a game where it's always quarterback and all the wide receivers. Who's out? This is are we big and physical enough? We were not last year. Will we be this year? That's what this game's going to be. Whoever does that, we'll be talking about who won tomorrow morning. And if Green Bay doesn't, we won't. If they do, we'll be raving about Goody and the decisions he made to get that middle of this offensive line tougher and more physical. That is your predominant storyline. I don't care, turn or anything else. That will dictate what happens.
Tausch is going to tell you about Tito's Vodka, but first, we need to get a caller for Wilde and Tausch trivia. Early trivia today, Jesse.
Yeah, we're on the Friday schedule today, with it being a game preview kind of day. So.
Okay. Well, we look forward.
Probably caller. How many points do we think the Packers will score tonight? 40?
Do we think that?
I don't know. I got my score in my limerick coming up.
Saquon Barkley is number 26.
There you have it. Caller 26. Caller 26. Thought maybe with all of our conversations about JT 23, who actually wears 28 in the NFL, we might go that direction. 26. Caller 26 right now. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 26 plays trivia after Tausch tells us about Tito's.
Tito's handmade vodka. It doesn't matter if you're going early. I'm going to get you a little Bloody Mary. If you're going late and it's the fall, it's getting a little chilly. You want to get a little holiday spirit. I like cranberry. All that's great, but it makes sure it is Tito's in your glass. Tito's makes great drinks. They also give back in a big way, partnering with nonprofits, doing real good in communities across the country, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make it with Tito's handmade vodka. I'll tell you what, the old meat raffle I was at yesterday, great Tito's basket, part of that meat raffle. Another beautiful thing they just continue to give in the community, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply as 11/30/2025.
With your Scaniac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Will Summers. Despite a strong push in the second half, Marquette came up short Sunday afternoon, falling 100-77 to Indiana at the United Center. Chase Ross paced the Golden Eagles with 19 points, and Ben Gold battled inside for 10 points and 8 rebounds, while Marquette trimmed an 18-point halftime deficit to just 10. The Hoosiers' hot shooting sealed it late, as the Golden Eagles showed grit at the line, hitting 18 free throws in the first half, but could not overcome Indiana's scoring runs. The Golden Eagles will be back in Milwaukee on Wednesday to take on Little Rock at Pfizer Forum.
Your business is unique, and your health plan should be too. At United Healthcare, our group health plans are built for you and your employees. Whether you're running a small startup or managing a large enterprise, we offer solutions designed to fit your needs, your goals, and your budget. Explore your options today at uhc.com/Wisconsin. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks fell to the Rockets 122-115 in Milwaukee Sunday afternoon. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 37 points and grabbed 8 rebounds for the Bucks, while Kevin Durant poured in 31 to lead the Rockets. Here's what head coach Doc Rivers had to say after the game.
I thought we were bad on both ends of the floor. Defensively, this game for me, they're a good team, but it was a game that I thought was very winnable for us. It's frustrating. I thought the ball stopped moving, and I thought defensively we gambled. We did things that we just can't do.
The Bucks will be back in action tonight. The Bucks will now hit the road, heading to Dallas to take on the Mavericks on Monday night.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Packers Eagles on Monday Night Football. Live from Lambeau Field, just like Good Morning America was today. We'll get to, instead of our weekend recap, the weekend preview.
Took a tough loss right now. There's a little beautiful bathroom right here. I just got jockeyed. I was going to go. I had a nice little break here, so I was going to go, and one of the guys from a different spot just showed that quickness and beat me to the punch. So I'm 0 for 1. Not real happy about it.
Did he make eye contact?
No, it was super weird. It was a super awkward interaction. So that's why I wanted to bring that to the show. I know you guys love super awkward confrontations.
You don't get this at the undisclosed location.
Definitely. Well, yeah, usually not. No.
Or do you?
No, usually not. It was like I was going for a rebound, and oh boy, I snuck right in there. I'll give you an update on what happened in there the next break, because I got a hunch it's not going to be overly pleasant from his end.
From his end, indeed. Time now for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie. All for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousins app.
Been quite a day. Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Kurt in Monroe. Kurt, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay.
You just put that guy's business on the street.
I didn't say who it was.
No, but you
didn't say anything about it.
Got a feeling it's not going to be pleasant in there.
Well, I'll give you an update. Maybe off air. I'll do it off air.
Do you want to go see if he's out yet? Because I'll just handle trivia if you want to do a little more investigating.
No, I'm all right, Jason. Thank you, though.
All right. Kurt, the category which Jesse has worked long and hard on is great moments in Packers-Eagles history. I don't think I said that going into the break, so good luck. Good luck. Question 1 is this. The Packers opened the 2024 season playing the Philadelphia Eagles. In which city was that game played? Was it in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Sao Paulo, Brazil, or Cusco, Peru?
Brazil.
Sao Paulo. I was kind of thinking about going Edinburgh Castle, but I chose not to. Correct. 1 for 1.
Cusco. Beautiful.
We haven't shown Machu Picchu in a while. So.
Oh, you got that up?
Yeah.
I don't see it. I'm sure it is beautiful. All right, Kurt, the last time the Packers and Eagles played on a Monday Night Football was on the back end of Thanksgiving weekend of '16. It marked the beginning of a notable winning streak, featuring which of these Aaron Rodgers slogans? Is it RELAX, I still own you, or run the table?
Relax. Yeah.
That was 2014. Run the Table was 2016 when they won 8 in a row.
And I think that's one where Jason didn't get enough love for his quick-witted creativity after he said RELAX. Whatever makes it is PANIC, which, Jason, had I been doing the show with you at that point, you'd have got some good attaboys because that was good.
Thank you, sir. Question 3, Kurt, let's bounce back.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 6-3 in Week 3 of the 2000 season, earning rookie right tackle Mark Tauscher his first career victory in his first career start. Right tackle wins.
Let's
RT
go.
wins.
Let's go. Gave up a sack to Mike Mamula that day. Not a great start.
Jesse, well done. Which Packers kicker made the 2 field goals that earned Green Bay that victory that day? Was the kicker Chris Jackie, Ryan Longwell, or Mason Crosby?
Let's go with Ryan Longwell.
Way to bounce back. And it was a bounce back for him as well, as he had missed in 97 a potential game-winning kick against the Eagles. And he atoned for that in Tausch's first RT win. Kurt, you got 2 out of 3, which ain't bad. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into our drawing. We appreciate you playing. Thanks for your loyalty to the show. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thank you. You too.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs, where you can get a, what is it, Jesse? A 7.5-inch sub, a beverage, and a bag of chips for $10? Only in the app.
Why don't we have him tell you again?
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie. All for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousins app.
Tell you what, that sounds pretty good to have during the game tonight.
Yeah, very tasty.
Tier 1
Probably
Tyler.
a nice soup with it, too.
Tier 1 Tyler's coming over. It's just him and I tonight. Becca and the dog are gone. So
what?
Yeah. She's going to the game, and she's taking the dog with her and leaving her at
Can the
Grandma's
dog
house.
go into the game?
No, he's the dog staying
Emotional support animal.
Can you bring dogs into Lambeau?
No.
Well, AmFam you can.
When it's bark at the park night.
Yeah. Okay.
If they have bark at the...
What?
I don't know.
You're going to have to workshop that.
Good idea.
We will get to the weekend
Bark
recap.
in a bar, am I right?
We will get to the weekend recap. And Rob Demovsky, who was bumped from our program on Friday by the appearance of the University of Wisconsin athletic director.
In fairness, he always does the show before the game.
All I'm saying is I went to the press conference on Saturday with Matt LaFleur, and the first thing Rob Demovsky said to me was, "You guys bumped me from the show."
Yeah, we did.
He loves being on the program.
I might have forgot to text him until the morning of.
It's not overly surprising.
There was a lot of hubbubaloo going on with Mac joining the show, and I lost track of Rob.
Well, we'll find him at 10:15 after the weekend recap, which will kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Great Midwest Bank, we've been serving Southeast Wisconsin homeowners for 90 years. Wait, 2025 minus 1935, 90 years. Wow. In our 90 years as a community bank, we've learned a lot about the values of the people who live and work here and appreciate the loyal customers that have made Great Midwest Bank who we are today. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Right now, you can get 35% off your Iron Jock gear and a free Iron Jock hat. Use code CAP35. That's CAP35 for 35% off your order. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 11 to 32 ounce or 10 count selected varieties Starbucks coffee, $8.49. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 52 ounce selected varieties Florida's Natural Orange Juice, $3.99. 9.25 to 10.3 ounce selected varieties Healthy Choice Meals, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
You need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And because it's a Monday night game, we can't do what we normally do on game days, which is the weekend preview. So instead, Jesse, in all his creativity, has instead for us the weekend recap.
That's right, Jason. Looking back on the football weekend, which sometimes might be better than the weekend preview if it's not a very fanfaric football weekend.
A fanfaric?
Fanfaric, yeah, I came up with that one. You like that?
It's quite the anecdote.
Thank you. The Chicago Bears came back from down 2 scores in the fourth quarter to defeat Russell Wilson and the New York Giants. Jackson Dart left the game with an injury. That seemed to be when it turned. 24-20, the Bears got the win yesterday. They are now 6-3 on the season. Tausch, are the Chicago Bears starting to look like legitimate NFC North contenders?
I give him a lot of credit. Ben Johnson, I thought when they hired him, it was obviously a really good move, and it's turned out. I think he's helping develop Caleb Williams. Their offensive line, their right tackle is a really good player. They brought in Joe Thuney. Darnell Wright, I believe is his name. They deserve a lot of credit. It feels like for the first time in a while, it's not all just lip service, but they're getting into it now. We'll see how good this Bears team is. They struggled immensely against a really bad Giants team. Green Bay is going to play New York next week. Green Bay just lost to Carolina, so you could say the same things, but I still want to see more from Chicago. I give them their props. They are a much better football team, but I still think they're going to be struggling to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be right at that 7 seed, competing at the back end of it to get in, and that they deserve credit for being in that position. I think they've done a good job of flipping some things around, and I think they have their quarterback that they can develop and potentially finally turn that corner.
So do we have a different opinion now of Caleb Williams, or like we're not Waddle and Sylvie, so we're not crowning him early like we did with Jordan Love in 2023? But do you, as a Packers fan, are you more concerned about him now than you were a month ago?
I don't think I'm not concerned about him because I still think their defense has issues. There's still plenty of things, but do I think that he is in a better spot than he was last year when they didn't have the coaching and they didn't have, I think Ben Johnson is somebody that knows what he's doing. I think he's a builder. I think he is going to get that program turned around. And in that same regard, I think he's going to help Caleb develop. And they'll have some patience. They should have done this probably a year earlier. I'm glad they didn't. But from a Packer fan standpoint, yeah, I definitely, not to say we didn't respect the Chicago Bears, because I do. But as Homer said it, that rivalry was kind of, okay. Fourth place in the, the power rankings.
I own you. I still own you.
Or third place in the power rankings of, it's Detroit, Minnesota, and Chicago. And I think now it's Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota in my power rankings of who I'm concerned about in the NFC North.
Jesse, what's next?
Yeah, that segues into, we already talked a bit about Dan Campbell taking over the play calling responsibilities. Lions did win 44-22 against the Washington Commanders. Any other thoughts on that game before we move on to our next one?
Like I said, even after the first week, don't think that Detroit's going to stink. And, Detroit, it feels like to me, Detroit kind of is like one of those NBA teams where they give max effort throughout the regular season, have a great regular season, and then maybe are a little sputtery. That's what happened last year. I think they're starting to realize, hey, man, it's a long, hard climb up that mountain. We don't need to sprint and then not have any oxygen and food left, and we're just sitting there in piles of defecation. Because that's what happens up at Mount Everest.
Sitting in piles of defecation.
Let's climb a little slower. Maybe we don't have the greatest record. Let's try to position ourselves that we can still win the division, but we don't need to, empty it and be completely out of gas. And then we're seeing that summit, but we ain't got no we ain't got no air left. We ain't got no oxygen left. A Sherpa's tired. Sherpa's got a broken leg, and he's trying to drag our tails up, and we just can't get there. That's what it feels like. So I think Detroit is positioning itself, trying to stay as healthy, and I don't think they're as concerned. But I'm telling you right now, and nobody is winning 3 road games in the NFC to go to a Super Bowl. Nobody. You better at least get a homie, and then have to go win two roadies. And the only way to do that is to win the division. So Detroit's got a bear of a schedule yet. Everybody does in this group, but I think Detroit is taking a beat.
Okay. In your analysis of that question, you delivered the words stink, defecation, and gas. And it's a recap. We did not get a recap of the bathroom situation.
I have not checked
and it appears that you were thinking about it quite deeply.
No, I just know the climb up Mount Everest is no joke from watching and seeing. And I saw another note yesterday that got in my head about all that, the
Poopy.
amount of stuff. It's disgusting up there. But when you get to that summit, it's a beautiful deal. And that's kind of an NFL season, right? You go through some stuff. Andy Dufresne climbed through whatever miles of blech to get to freedom. And then he's down in wherever in Mexico living it up. Reaching that point, you got to go through some stuff.
Yeah.
Mount Everest is the Shawshank of climbing hills.
What else we got for the weekend recap there, old Jesse?
I don't know where this one's going to take us. The Minnesota Vikings lost 27-19 to the Baltimore Ravens, who have won 3 straight games now. Is Minnesota going to finish in last place in the NFC North?
I said that at the beginning of the season. Nothing has changed my mind. They are a well-coached team. I think they're getting a lot out of their group. They'll still, that win against Detroit is super impressive, but I don't think that quarterback at this point in his career is ready to take that step. And I think there's just too many holes. Minnesota's going to finish 4th. They'll finish a respectable 4th. 7 or 8 wins.
Respectable.
As opposed to.
Well, last year Chicago wasn't a respectable 4th. Chicago fired their. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You seemed very questiony.
I got it now. I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
What a weird day in the NFL yesterday, by the way.
Every week is a weird day in the NFL, Jay.
Yeah.
Last week we lost to the Carolina Panthers at home. That ain't weird? Yeah, it's weird.
Panthers looked awful yesterday,
so
too.
then they turn around.
Guys, Carolina
and lose at home 17-7.
Yeah, brutal.
Guys,
to the Saints.
They threw for 100 yards against us. We act like they came in here and torched us. Rico
they
had a
torched
day.
him on the ground,
Yeah,
163 rushing yards.
The Badgers won, and the punter was the leading passer.
The Houston Texans
came back from 29-10 down.
Scored 26 fourth-quarter points.
When I was at the Hard Rock with Barry and Tarek and Derek on Monday night, I put in a wager on the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 1.5 in that game. The Texans score to take a 30-29 lead, go for 2, and don't get it. So they're still only up 1, so we're okay. Last play of the game, Trevor Lawrence gets picked off or fumbled or whatever happens, and the big old lineman runs it all the way back 40 yards to the end zone.
Scott Van Pelt would call that a bad beat.
Bad beat. Indeed.
Where is Trevor Lawrence going to be playing football next year? You saw Liam Cohen. He's had it. That yesterday was the straw that broke the proverbial back of the camel.
Duval. Jets?
I don't know, but I get the hunch that if it's going to be Liam Cohen, it ain't going to be Trevor. And somebody will take Trevor. Somebody will take him. Arizona's going to be getting rid of Kyler Murray. He's another guy that's going to be thrown into this carousel. The Raiders will probably take one of those two, and I think Pittsburgh might be the spot. There was rumors they tried to get him from Jacksonville this year, and obviously watching last night, we fairly certain this is going to be Rodgers last year.
It did not. He
looked old,
I didn't
man.
think
he looked old.
He looked like a guy playing with a really bad group of receivers too, right?
He looked old, man. He looked old.
Yeah,
he got stracked by his own right tackle. That's a tough one.
He did not appear to be enjoying himself. That is for sure. All right, is that all you got for the weekend recap so we can get to Demovsky, who you bumped from the show?
Yeah, after bumping Rob, we got to make sure we get to him.
Well, I'm going to tell Rob that, we want you to be a Pepper with Dr. Pepper. This is your chance to experience a game like never before, thanks to Dr. Pepper. Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th. It will include reservations to the Tundra Trio, Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, as we like to call it, 3 luxurious home steps from the stadium featuring gourmet food and premium drinks, all thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. All you got to do is go to ESPN Wisconsin.com.
Oh, yeah, you can find it there.
Is that a question?
Yep, you can find it there. I'll double check to confirm.
I only say that because in my experience for many years that routed itself to the big ESPN, but that is not the case. There it is, right there. ESPN Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's right. Never a doubt.
I missed that change. That's a good change. I'm excited now. That's good to know. You can enter right now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. So enjoy an ice cold Dr. Pepper during your next trip to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd. Rob Demovsky joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family-owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's Flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to Welkes.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
It is game day in Green Bay, Monday Night Football between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. From an injury standpoint, the Packers could be short-handed at wide receiver. Matthew Golden, Dontavian Wicks, and Savion Williams all listed as questionable ahead of Monday night. Joining them on the injury report is right tackle Zach Tom, who's also questionable with a back injury. And for Philadelphia announced Sunday, cornerback Jair Alexander, expected to make his return to Lambeau Field for the first time since leaving Green Bay, has been ruled out and will not travel with the team. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites. Green Bay game day begins at 4 o'clock.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Need to find that perfect home? Don't sell. Upgrade with a home equity loan. Renovate that kitchen. Retile that bath. You choose the fixtures. Let us do the math. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply as 11/30/2025.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
You know what that music means? I'm assuming he's already seen the Springsteen film, being the Springsteen aficionado that he is. He's also a football expert.
Oh, he doesn't have time in the regular season. Like, you can't watch any TV. Demovsky doesn't have time to do that. He's got kids playing college hoops. I'm going to say he hasn't watched it yet, Jason. It's going to be my prediction.
Hi, Rob. Have you seen the movie yet?
Tausch is wrong again. Tausch is wrong again.
What? You beat guys just grinding 15, 16 hours a day, and then your family responsibility. You have time to watch a Kudos to you, Rob, for making a little Rob time.
Tausch, it's the first movie I've been to in the theater since probably the last big Star Wars movie came out how many years ago? 5 years ago or whatever?
You didn't go see Top Gun in the theater?
No, I actually watched it on the flight to London when the Packers played. The smallest possible screen you could watch it on. But I did watch it on the London flight in 2022.
Yeah, I'm super irritated. They've pulled on at least our flights with the Wisconsin, so there's no longer Top Gun Maverick on there, which is devastating. But how was it?
Yeah.
Good flick?
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it. I did.
All right.
Were you asking about Top Gun or about
No. I'm talking about Bruce Springsteen, because I'm guessing that'll be out to video pretty soon. It'll be on the plan, and maybe I'll be able to watch that after.
My only thing with these music movies is, like, Jeremy Allen White did a great job singing as Bruce, but he's still not Bruce. Why not just play the real music?
Lip sync it. Exactly.
Yeah, like.
Yep.
That part I don't really get, but yeah, it was good. It was. I really enjoyed the Bob Dylan movie, probably more because I'm not a Dylan fan. I believe it's called A Complete Unknown. I liked it because I knew so little about Dylan, and I learned things about him that I thought were interesting. I kind of didn't. I mean, I knew most of what was in the Springsteen movie, but it was still well done.
Rob, I don't love it when I go to ESPN.com and I have to scroll through the betting suggestions and everything else to get to your latest story in the Packers section. But I got to it, and it was about the tush push. You're a big tush push guy, or at least the storyline this week has been big on the tush push. And Micah Parsons, who, by the way, you missed out on Saturday. Well, all of us watching the Penn State Indiana game with him was entertaining, but he was watching a tush push on television, and he made his opinion known. Now, he told us when he first got here he might say some things he shouldn't. Who's going to be tush pushed more, him or just the Packers collectively for putting their name on the proposal to get rid of the play?
Yeah, I mean, if you believe Nick Sirianni, and I don't, he didn't even think of that this week, right? So, yeah, never even thought of it. And look, I think one thing that we've all sort of known, and, you know, maybe it's been reported elsewhere, but I feel like I got it a little bit more definitively, that the league put the Packers up to this. You know, and they use the Packers because the Packers don't have an owner. And that's just the way it goes. I mean, there are certain really great advantages to the Packers not having a single owner from the way they can run the football. One of them, though, is they probably have to cater to the league a little bit more than, you know, anybody else.
What do they get in return for that? Because that's happened numerous. Murphy was their trial balloon.
Well, they got the.
But you think the draft?
Right?
You think that was a little? Here.
A little give and take. A little scratch your back.
The draft was awarded well before the tush push thing. But yeah, I think it's just sort of a general feeling. And I do feel like, and I don't remember exactly what rules or proposals or whatever that they've used the Packers for before, but I feel like this isn't the first time that this has happened. So I think it's just a fact of life, but in the situation that they're in. But yeah, I mean, like, it was the Packers' name on it, but somebody's name had to be on it.
No doubt. So, Rob, I said earlier we did our keys to the game and Jesse, whatever you call it, the green and gold preview, Jesse. I think the big storyline, there's a bunch of storylines. It's a huge game. There's no doubt about it. But I believe Brian Gutekunst went out and picked up Aaron Banks because of what he saw in that postseason game. We got bullied.
100%.
The Eagles bully-balled the Green Bay Packers. Are we in a better spot to handle Jalen Carter and
Jordan Davis
with this group than we were in that playoff game in January last year?
You know, you'd like to sit here and say, yeah, but I don't know that I can say that. I mean, the offensive line has not been consistent this year. You're 100% right, Tausch. And I think, you know, one thing that we've learned watching the Packers, and certainly you being a part of it over the years, is things can happen in the regular season and they don't necessarily cause you to make, you know, major changes. But when things go wrong in the playoffs, I think that's exactly what happened with the offensive line. And on the other side of the ball, Jason Rebrovich probably got fired because the Eagles kind of, you know, pushed the Packers defensive front around. He was a D-line coach last year. And I can be honest, I was half expecting them to fire both line coaches after that game last year. And look, I mean, that was Aaron Banks's deal, right? He's physical. He's a baller. He's been so injured that I don't know that we've seen him at his best. And I don't know if his best would be good enough anyway. But I don't necessarily, I can't sit here and tell you they're in a better spot than they were last year because of that move.
Are you surprised at how inconsistent the line has been? We were sold on the idea that they were signing Banks because they were certain, not as certain as the two guys you talked to about Zach Tom being a Hall of Fame center, but certain that they were going to be really good at center with Elton Jenkins. And that has not been the case.
No, and I thought it was interesting this week. There was, I think it was Steno, we asked about a play, and that was not on Elton. That was not Elton's responsibility. Like, I mean, I don't know if they're still just defending their own decision or if that's true. And not to say Elton hasn't played, you know, I don't think he's played bad. I don't know that it's been, you know, the dominant center that we thought. I mean, is it any better than Josh Myers, who ended up signing somewhere for about $2 million? Like, I'm just not sure. And like, I've never been a fan of changing two guys to move one guy to a different position, right? Like, not only do you lose Elton Jenkins, Pro Bowl left guard, and move him somewhere else, now you got to go sign another left guard. And I'm just not sure that that's the way I would do business. Obviously, I'm not running an NFL team, and nor should I be. But I don't love having to change two spots because you move one guy.
So, Rob, what are you expecting? Because it seems like it's been forever, but Tucker Kraft put on IR. That production is gone. How do you see Green Bay, especially tonight, the first time out? How do you see them? Is it going to just be Musgrave, or how do you think Matt LaFleur is going to approach this?
Yeah, I don't think we just all of a sudden Luke Musgrave gets all the targets that Tucker Kraft got, because he's a different type of player. He's not a throw it in the flat, catch and run. That's not Luke's deal. He's a downfield guy, and he can certainly run by a lot of guys, and he's got really good size. But I think they've got to get back, Tausch, to the play action stuff that was so successful for them for so long. And that's, Matt LaFleur's whole deal is, the run to set up the pass. And to me, that's where, they need to try to get back to. Now, that said, you can't just, teams adjust. So, maybe teams figure that out, and that's why they've kind of gone away from it a little bit. But, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to go back to a little bit of that stuff, which allows you to do what? I mean, it allows you to get the defense sucked up, and therefore you can take deep shots. And who are their two best, playmakers right now that are healthy? Probably Christian Watson, and in a tight end, it's Luke Musgrave, and that's his specialty too, right? Getting down the field. So if you can establish the run game and then suck them into some of those play action shot plays, maybe that's where the offense gets going.
And I want to see tonight, and I said this on Friday, I'd love to see Matt LaFleur tempo this thing. Stick with the personnel grouping, like especially early in this game. Get some tempo, get into a rhythm because of the slow starts that we've seen a bunch of times with this group, and put it on Philly a little bit. I would love to see some tempo and keep that same and just go and see how that would work.
Yeah, they've done it just a few times, Tausch, but it seems like it's just been a spot play here or there where they felt like they had the personnel that they wanted on the field and the defense didn't. And to me, that they've gone quick because of that to allow to prevent them from the defense from subbing. But that's the only time they've really gone tempo is when they felt like they had that mismatch on a play or 3 wides against a look that maybe was more of a base defensive look or whatever the case may be. There were a few times where they did go no huddle, but it was just for a 2-play sequence. It wasn't a whole drive, or it wasn't to create tempo. It was just to take advantage of a mismatch.
Talking with ESPN's Rob Demovsky, as we do every Friday, except when he gets bumped from the show, and then he comes on Monday for Monday Night Football. Rob, what are your expectations? We spent all week talking about how they have to replace Tucker Kraft, and it's going to take a village, and you're going to need the wide receivers to get involved. And then we get to Saturday, and not 1, not 2, but 3 wide receivers are questionable. What's your feeling on Matthew Golden? I think Wicks is going to play, and then I don't know what to think about Savion Williams.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the way the week went, Dontavion Wicks, was trending upward, kept practicing all week, and the other 2 guys practiced on Wednesday and then didn't practice or Thursday, whatever it was, the Wednesday practice, and then they didn't practice the rest of the week, and it went the other way. So I would suspect that we don't see Golden or Savion Williams tonight. Obviously Dontavion Wicks coming back helps. But I mean, this is an offense then, that's not only missing those guys obviously, but don't forget about Jaden Reed. This is the guy who's been their leading receiver the last couple of years, and he's still weeks away from being back. So not ideal. It is going to be cold tonight, probably sub freezing. But so maybe it's not a passing type of game. Maybe it's more of a running type of game, but it doesn't help that you're down at that position. And the interesting thing is, and I think we maybe talked about this before, is we spent all summer writing about Bo Melton, the cornerback, and he still practices in the cornerback room. But the only snaps he's played on scrimmage this year are at receiver, other than his special teams work. So, but now they're also light at corner with Nate Hobbs being down. So. Maybe Bo Melton plays on both sides of the ball tonight. What a story that would be, right?
That would be. I would enjoy that. What is the recipe for them to win tonight? You talked about the play action game. I don't know if that's going to resurface or not, but we heard so much all week long about what the Panthers did with the 2 safeties back and keep the Joe Barry style defense, and Vic Fangio, who Joe Barry worked for a period of time. Runs the same thing. So what's the Packers' recipe to win? Yeah,
I like to think that they need to get a few takeaways, and Philly has not turned the ball. I think they have 3 turnovers the whole year. But if you think back to just think back to the playoff game and how it started last year with the Keyshawn Nixon fumble and just how those types of plays can change games. And I do think the Packers defense is playing pretty well, but they're not getting those takeaways at a rate that changes games. And to me, that's the easiest way that you go win a game tonight is you force a takeaway that leads, either directly or indirectly to points. Those are just game changers. And Philly hasn't turned the ball over, but maybe that's the way they need to beat them is to turn them over. The crazy thing about this game is depending on which way it goes tonight, the Packers are either the 1 seed or potentially in a tiebreaker situation to be out of the playoffs. I realize no playoff seeds are being, given out today, but it just shows that how many teams in the NFC have, 5 or 6 wins right now. It's bunched, and you can't necessarily afford to, lose a couple in a row here because you get passed by pretty quick, and then all of a sudden the pressure just tightens up on you.
All right, Rob, before we let you go, I'll see you at the stadium later today, but we need the basketball update. You were traveling the countryside for both the boys who are playing, as Tausch mentioned, college basketball. How were the Eau Claire Blue Golds and the Lawrence University Vikings this weekend.
2-0 and 2-0, baby. So couldn't have gone much better.
Can we get a Demovsky Bowl where the Eau Claire plays St. Lawrence? Can we get one of those?
Well, we're hoping maybe a first-round NCAA tournament game. That's the only way it would happen right now. I would hate that, Tausch. Like, my wife was like, yeah, let them go. Let them. She's the cutthroat one. Like, let them battle it out. And one of them's going to be miserable and one of them's going to be happy. I don't want that. I don't want one of them to be miserable. I don't want them to play each other.
Who are you going to root for in that game?
Yeah, I'd probably just stay home. No, I don't.
You would definitely not stay home. Rob, you won't stay home tonight either. I'll see you at Lambeau. Thanks.
All right. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you.
That is Rob Demovsky of ESPN.com. He joins us every week. Sometimes he gets bumped by the athletic director, but he still joins us every week on Wilde and Tausch. And you actually hear him once a week on all of our shows, so be sure to tune in for that. We have more to get to as the Packers get ready for the Eagles tonight at Lambeau Field. Want to remind you, though, there's only one call to make if you've ever been injured. And I hope you never have to make that call. One call, that's all. Gruber Law Offices, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. For 40 years now, David Gruber has been helping people that have been injured in accidents. You need to make the call. 414-276-6666, Gruber Law Offices. Or go to the website, gruber-law.com. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
With your Scandiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Will Summers. The Golden Eagles couldn't quite keep pace with Indiana's offense in a 100-77 loss at the Waterkeeper Alliance Invitational in Chicago on Sunday afternoon. Chase Ross led the way with 19 points, and Ben Gold added 10 as well as 8 rebounds. A second-half surge briefly cut the deficit to 10, but Indiana's 13-2 run put the game out of reach for the Golden Eagles. Marquette moved to 2-1 on the year and will look to bounce back in Milwaukee on Wednesday night against Arkansas Little Rock.
Your business is unique, and your health plan should be too. At United Healthcare, our group health plans are built for you and your employees. Whether you're running a small startup or managing a large enterprise, we offer solutions designed to fit your needs, your goals, and your budget. Explore your options today at uhc.com/Wisconsin. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 11 to 32 ounce or 10 count selected varieties Starbucks coffee, $8.49. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7. 52 ounce selected varieties Florida's Natural Orange Juice, $3.99. 9.25 to 10.3 ounce selected varieties Healthy Choice Meals, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Gruber Law Offices. One call,
That's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like all windshield wiper blades, 25% off, 10% off Southwire extension cords and building wire. Rewards members save 15%, and Rewards members save $5 on Blaine's Platinum Automotive batteries. Find the value you need to get ready for winter your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Call you up in the middle of the night, like a firefly.
Thanks to Rob Demovsky. We enjoy his insights as we head into Packers-Eagles tonight at Lambeau Field. Tausch, how much of this is a game that will seriously influence your opinion of the Packers one way or the other?
As I've said many times, and I know you guys bust my chops about this, but sometimes that one seed and having that, not having to play a game, but being able to play at home, and in a group, and you're seeing Seattle play really good football. You're seeing Matthew Stafford and the Rams really humming. Tampa is a team that I don't think anybody is going to really want to get, especially if you are a wild card team and have to go down there. I don't know if that's a place you want to have to go and play. So you factor all that in. When you have a hiccup or two like Green Bay has against bad teams, and then that tie that's sitting there, I always look at this, especially when it's not, if it's a divisional game and you have a chance to lose both, to lose that tiebreaker. Those tiebreakers are big. And this game, because I do believe Philly is going to coast through the East, I don't know how many losses they'll have. They still have to play Detroit. They still have some games left that they could lose. But it just, the psyche of your football team, and then you factor in what you just what you just had happen with Tucker getting hurt and a bad loss. I just really think this, just like the Badgers win was really good for the soul of Wisconsin, I think the Packers need one of those soul-searching, tough, playoff-type wins to recalibrate and to get that tiebreaker. I think you lose tonight, there's going to be – I know what this show will be like. I'm guessing how most shows will be. And at some point, it does wear on you as a group. So I just think this is one of those. This is a big old bowl. It's cold. There's a big old bowl of chicken noodle soup, man. Good for the soul tonight. And I think that's one of the reasons I think Green Bay needs it.
Was the Badgers win a bowl of chicken noodle soup, too?
He's on a soup kick.
It's getting chilly out.
It's soup season.
And chili's not really a soup. It's more of I don't know how people look at it. You know the book.
Like a stew.
I try to bring a little bit of literary component to this program. And the old book, Chicken Noodle Soup is Good for the Soul. It's a good little deal.
How many of those have you read?
I don't keep track.
Mr. Literary.
I don't keep track. I'm not one of these, let's make a trophy case of books. I think that's not my jam.
I don't think noodle is in the title.
You sure?
I think it's just chicken soup for the soul.
It could be. I ad lib. I like the noodle. I think it's an important piece to the soup.
I do too. Yeah.
But
it's more about the stock.
I don't want you guys to get. This is part of the problem. Sometimes you guys get caught up in some of the nuances of it. The bottom line is, it is a big game. It's a big game because it's the Philadelphia Eagles and they're the defending world champs. They've beaten us up the last couple times we played them. And I think outside of that Detroit home game to start the season, where you got off to the good start, this is another one of those barometer games. Where you're at.
Measuring stick?
Whatever you want to put it. I go barometer. We don't even have a Good Morning America weather person there. We tried to get Al Roker come out there. I don't know. Niznansky, who's up there in your neighborhood? Samp? Is there a Samp? I see he's on Twitter.
Sampy, yes, Luke Sampy.
Somebody up there is there is a measuring stick to this game about where we're at, because there's not going to be any, well, you weren't up for this game. And if you ain't up for this game, you don't have a pulse and you shouldn't be on the team. Period, Finn. Go out and deliver the goods tonight. This is a game you need to win for all of those reasons.
What if they don't?
Then there's questions are going to be everywhere. And I don't think you can then I think you move them down a full tier. And I think you look at it and say, I don't know if they can win the division. I think they will. At this point, if they lose tonight's game, you can start calling into question whether or not this is a group that's I don't know if they'll be able to come back and win the division, even though they have all these games. I still think that they could. But this loss, if they lose tonight, after what happened last week, I think there will be a lot more questions about this team from even the most ardent supporters of how this goes. I was going to say not playoff, but I can't. This is still going to be a playoff team. There's not that there's any layups, because the layups we thought were on this schedule, home against Carolina and the Cleveland Browns, were not layups.
Yeah.
We missed both of them. This is just, the NFL is hard, and if you don't bring it, you get taken down. There is no let's go out and roll our C game out there. We're not good enough yet to do that. There are some teams that are. I haven't seen a bunch of them. But this group of Green Bay Packers, they're not good enough to put their C game out there and expect to beat anybody.
Sound graph. We need to get to our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week as the Packers take on the Eagles. We've also got our prize picks of the Monday night, I guess, right? Because we didn't do them heading into the weekend. Did you guys play without any insights from us? Because usually that's a pretty big key to Jesse's
weekend. You asking people to call in and tell you?
No, I meant.
Oh.
I meant you
Words
guys,
matter.
I played.
You did? How'd you do?
You guys. Those are two of you.
I went Giannis more, and I upped it to 51.5 points, rebounds, assists. He ended up at 48 or 49.
Ouch!
So just missed it.
You had a bad beat week.
Yeah, it was a tough week. I've had a good run on prize picks. I've had a little bit of a cold spell lately, but I think we're going to bounce back tonight.
Well, the good news is that you've still got plenty of money in the bank at Associated Bank, because you've been very responsible with your use of prize picks, and you've got the best customer service in the industry to go with it. They've got the awards to prove it. Whether it's early pay, so you have access to your money up to 2 days early with your direct deposit from your employer, whether it's credit monitoring so you can make that big purchase and know that you've got the credit to do so, or it's fraud protection, which I experienced myself. They had my back the entire way. Associated Bank's got you covered. And not only that, but they also have Packers, Brewers, and Badgers checking, and they sponsor our 3 Things to Watch, which are on our social media channels every game day that the Packers play. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Our Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week are next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is senior Lauren McCullough from Menominee High School. Lauren captured the 2025 WIAA Division I Girls Cross Country State Championship, setting a new state meet record with a time of 17 minutes and 26.4 seconds. She finished 15 seconds ahead of the runner-up, becoming Menominee's first ever cross-country state champion. Her title caps an impressive climb over the past 3 seasons, finishing 10th at state in 2023, 6th in 2024, and now taking home top billing in 2025. McCullough's victory also earned her recognition as the Wisconsin Cross Country Coaches Association Runner of the Year, along with first team All-State honors. Congrats to senior Lauren McCullough, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs, just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family-owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's Flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to welkes.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
With the Monday night game, you had to wait all weekend long to see who the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week would be.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Wakey, wakey.
Okay, campers, rise and go.
It's time for the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week on Wilde and Tausch.
It is time for the Steinhoffel Sleepers of the Week. Last week's winner was Mark Tauscher. But whether he wins or doesn't win the previous week, he always still goes first.
Yeah, this is an easy one for me this week. I think there's been a lot of talk. Who's going to replace Tucker Kraft? How's that production going to be? And the answer is Musgrave. So I'm going with this, my sleeper. I think he realizes this is a great opportunity for him. I think the offense realizes that he's a vertical threat, can be a weapon. And if you're going to play safeties deep, middle of that field, got to work it. Musgrave. Lucas Musgrave, my Steinhoffler of the week.
So if everyone knows that he's taking the place of their star tight end, does that make him a sleeper?
I'm going to be honest with both of you. I'm kind of sick of the Steinhoffel's police department. You guys are the police department. I go, astray. We all understand there are people on the exempt list. Is he on the exempt list? Because if he is, great, I won't pick him. But I think he isn't. And he has to still... Now, his role is bigger. If he has one catch for 3 yards, it's not the same as if when Tucker was here and, we've said numerous times. You picked Jordan Love a couple weeks ago, so get off my lawn on your whole Steinhoffel Police Department.
I didn't pick Jordan Love a couple weeks ago.
Steinhoffler for me.
Fake news. What exactly does he have to do to be a winner?
Maybe a touchdown, a couple catches.
All he's got to do is be the starting tight end and catch a touchdown. Okay.
How many touchdowns does he have this year? How many catches does he have?
How many snaps does he play?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
I'm going to take John Fitzpatrick.
It has been a very sleepy year for him.
I'm taking
sleepy.
John Fitzpatrick, the other tight end, who is considerably more of a sleeper. Jesse, who are you taking?
I took Fitzpatrick last week, and that did not go well.
It's true.
I can tell you that much. Jason wrote about Bo Melton, and I read it.
Hey, thanks.
And I kind of want to...
Jason's on Reddit now?
No.
Oh.
Good one, though. I'll do it. I think Dobbs... Dobbs is going to have a big night, but I can't pick Dobbs in good faith. So, Bo Melton is my Steinhoffel sleeper of the week. One side of the ball, maybe he makes a play. Bo Melton. Maybe both sides of the ball he makes a play. That'll be my sleeper tonight with all the receiver help.
I'll tell you what, if that ends up being the case, and he has a big gain of a catch and somehow ends up having to play corner, breaks up a key pass, or Lord knows has an interception, it may be the greatest Steinhoffler of all time. You should get 2 entries, 2 first place votes if that happens.
It's not how it works, but it would be a good pick. It'd be a good win for you if that happens.
Tell us how it works again, because it is your.
You don't get double points.
I'm pretty sure that there was once upon a time where you declared that 1 week's picks would be double points, and it was a big swing.
I propose tonight's game be worth double points.
No. Veto.
The 2025 Veterans Day sale is underway at Steinhoffel's, and they did this great feature on steinhoffels.com where they have their employee/owners, because they are employee-owned, of course, who are veterans highlighted on the website, or family members of their teammates and employee owners that are there. So it's a really cool thing that they're doing. You can save 10% off or more store-wide. You'll get 18 months financing of 0% interest, and they've got some fun closeouts going on and other deals while they last. Plus, on top of all that, you can save 10% on fireplaces, 10% on trays, 10% on Tiffany lamps, 10% on wall clocks. The list goes on, and you can save up to 40% on holidays. So you can get your house ready for the holidays. Shop in store at Steinhoffels or shop online at steinhoffels.com. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
This is Wisconsin Volleyball National Champion Devin Robinson. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile. your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell him Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar. Or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI-HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Prize picks of the night, prize picks of the week, hopefully the prize picks of the year. Hoping for some good fortune tonight as the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles meet at Lambeau Field. How do you guys advise that we pick based on these real projections, courtesy of Prize Picks? We begin with rushing yards. Josh Jacobs, more or less than 68.5 rushing yards tonight for the Green Bay Packers. Tausch?
Yeah, I mean, I think in order to win, I think he needs to be more. And they need to stick with it. I'm going to be curious because Tucker Kraft not being in there, that hurts you in the run game portion of it. I don't know how much Musgrave will be in there on run plays, cutting off the backside and everything you ask a tight end to do. But I think the offensive line has been challenged, and I think they're going to be up to the task. And if that's the case, it's going to be more. So that's where I'm going with it.
I agree with the first thing Tausch said. I think for them to win, it has to be more. Look, this front that the Eagles have, as much as we spent time talking about Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, it ain't the group that was so dominant last year. Certainly not in the pass rush game. That's why they went and got Jalen Phillips. So if they can move the two big fellas in the middle and actually get some push and move the ball through running the football, I think that changes everything for them. I'm going to go more, too, but I think that sounds more hopeful than predictive. Next.
How about on the other side, Saquon Barkley? He's good. More or less than 75.5 rushing yards for the Eagles running back.
Less. The Packers' run defense been, I know, not coming off of a good week with what happened with the Carolina Panthers. They've been pretty stout. I like this run defense. I like the way the linebackers fly around. Saquon is not having the year he had last year. Their O-line, they're missing their center. I feel really confident less on Saquon. I feel a lot better about that than I do about Josh.
Yeah, I'm eager to see if the run defense bounces back. Again, the Packers were third in the NFL in run defense going into the Carolina game, and they got doubled up. They were giving up 78 yards a game, and they ended up giving up 163. I have a hard time seeing them struggle 2 weeks in a row. You get what you emphasize, and I'm sure there's been an emphasis, unless, of course, it's takeaways, which has been emphasized all year and has not necessarily come to fruition. I'm going to take less as well.
Sticking with the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, more or less than 225.5 passing and rushing yards combined.
That's a tricky one.
225.
I don't like that. What is his just regular passing numbers?
I'll double check that for us.
I thought the 225 passing, I'm thinking, yeah, definitely less. Then you add in the run. I got stung a couple of years ago with Jalen Hurts. I went less on rushing, and he had more in the first quarter.
Ouch.
Than he did in the full blanking game with the projection. So
199.5 passing yards alone. 199.
So that means they're putting him at 30 rushing. I think this is one I'm not touching. I'm steering clear. I'm not touching this one. I think he'll have more than 199 yards passing. I don't think he'll have more than 30 yards rushing. So I would have to go less, but I'm not touching this one.
If we're not going to touch this one, I want to read this YouTube comment from Robert. We are frauds. The game tonight will show us this team is not ready. You don't flip a switch for greatness. Fooled me last year. I ain't getting fooled again.
That's pessimistic.
Do we think that I have not seen a lot of that type of vibe from Packers fans.
Yeah, no, most Packer fans are not in that boat, and that's fine. If that's how you want to feel,
feel your feelings, Robert.
Up to you. We've seen this movie. There's not a great NFL team this year. There's a lot of good teams that are flawed and inconsistent. Green Bay is in that category. They've played, I think, at their ceiling as good as anybody. And I think that they've also played down to their level of competition. And when you do that, you can get your blank beat. That's what's happened. Tonight, there's not going to be any of that playing down to your competition and not being up or trap game, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have a highly motivated football team at home in a primetime spot.
Mm-hmm.
This will tell you a lot about this group. I don't care if they win, lose, or draw. This is not a fraudulent football team. This is an inconsistent team that is hoping to gain some consistency, and right now they haven't. That is not fraudulent. Fraudulent is when you're selling a bill of goods that ain't there. I'm not seeing it that way, Robert.
Yeah, I don't see them that way either. They are undeniably inconsistent. They admit that themselves. But even if they don't win tonight, I expect this to be a close game. I do not think that the Eagles are head and shoulders above the Packers in any way.
No, they're not. They're not at all. Do you understand? Philly got routed. Didn't they get routed by the Giants?
They definitely got beat by the Giants. I don't remember the score.
They did get routed on a Thursday night by the Giants.
Yeah, and then they came back and beat them. I think Philly's trying to find itself. They don't have their same formula. They have a wide receiver that's unhappy. There's a lot there. But Howie Roseman continues to tinker, and they are not to be... They are going to be one of your top 4 teams in the NFC. Mm-hmm. There's nobody going to beat them in that division. So you're going to see a playoff team tonight, and you're going to see where your team, our favorite team, or some of our favorite teams, matches up with that group.
I'm still very curious about the fact that Jair Alexander did not make the trip. I just find that to be odd. Jesse, do you have any others that you want to project before we move forward?
Yeah, we interrupt this Prize Picks halftime show from Robert in the YouTube comments to get back to some of the projections. Christian Watson, more or less than 2.5 receptions.
They barely have anybody healthy enough to throw the ball to. I would think that that's a pretty clear-cut more.
All right, I'll go along with Jason on that more.
I was feeling that as well. Wanted to double-check that before I lock that in.
Do they win? Do they win the game if he has like one catch,
Sure,
given where they're at in the passing game?
As long as it's 1 for 80 and a tutter.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Go ahead.
Last one, Brandon McManus. He is the kicker for the Green Bay Packers.
That was confirmed, right?
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt for a second here?
Yes, sir.
Do we think there's any sort of like weird dynamic between the head coach and the special teams coordinator?
So why don't you tell us why you think there is? Because I don't know. I'm guessing there is.
So a couple weeks ago, LaFleur used the word catastrophic to describe some of the mistakes that had happened on special teams with blocked kicks, etc. And then Rich Bisaccia, a couple days later, says, I don't think there's been anything catastrophic.
Oh.
Then there was
nothing more fun than some word jousts.
Then there was the Brandon McManus major concern. I don't have my thesaurus. Back and forth about him. Then Matt LaFleur on Thursday, was it? Calls it a, quote, competitive situation with the two kickers. Then Rich Bisaccia shows up the next day and says the kicker's Brandon McManus. Okay. Then Matt tells us on Saturday, well, I think you guys misunderstood. I view everything as competitive.
So Malik Willis might be the starting quarterback.
Correct.
That would have been a good comeback from Mario.
It would have been. But I didn't think of it in real time.
That's tricky. You're a man in the arena. I get it.
Certainly an expert when it comes to follow-ups. So it just feels like, first of all, it's not unreasonable to question whether Brandon McManus is going to get his groove back.
No, especially when you said it's an open competition on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's something weird going on there. Rich Bisaccia wants to be a head coach. I think he's irritated he didn't get it. And I'm guessing, I don't know. There's some there. By the way, you looked annoyed when you asked the question and I started answering. That was what I was laughing about, because you asked the question, but I don't think you wanted anyone. I think is that what they call a rhetorical question? But you did ask, and I didn't want dead air. There's something weird going on. And by the way, I think the Rams right now are probably your biggest. Like, if I'm saying right now, who do I think is going to win the NFC if we're talking about November, whatever day, 10th? I would say the Rams.
Yeah,
they don't have a kicker. So for all of us that are saying, we're not keeping two kickers, you know what's going to happen if we cut Havrasik?
He's going to go back to the Rams.
First thing screaming to the Rams. So, hey, I don't know what's going to end up happening. If old boy misses a couple kicks again tonight, a little chirpy, whisper chirpy is going to be in everybody's ear. I don't know what the hell is going on with this group, with the special teams coach, but there is some there.
So, chirpy, whisper, chirpy, more or less than 6.5 kicking points for Brandon
I'd go
McManus
less because I'm not even sure he's going to kick the whole time. I mean, I'm guessing they won't dress Havrasik, but no. I kind of want to see him dress. Keep him dressed.
6.5 kicking points for those playing at home who are unaware. That means 3 for a made field goal, 1 for an extra point.
Oh, then I have to go more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I have the score in my head. I have
scoregami.
When we get to definitely not a scoregami. I think this game is going to cement something. There's going to be a cementation.
Oh boy!
On the special teams portion of this program.
Well, that's a tease.
Yeah.
Cementation. All right. Well, we'll get to. Are we going to get the cementation in headlines?
Yes.
Then, as part of the limerick.
Typically, how we do this when we're predicting.
What is with you today, man? What is your deal?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Jason. Typically, what happens on our show is when we do headlines, we predict the score of the game for which the Green Bay Packers are playing in.
That's say that as if in all of your videos you did last year, you always predicted the score of the game.
We predicted who was going to win, and yet there was a lot of them that there was. That score. I'm so sorry that I got you upset. I'm not going to be upset about playing Prize Picks.
You're a captain.
Whether it's football or basketball or both, Prize Picks makes every game more exciting. And when you go Giannis, 51.5, and you fall a little bit short. Whatever that case may be, we have some fun ones tonight. Josh Jacobs, we think more. I feel pretty confident Saquon less at 75.5. Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Brandon McManus, we got it all. We also love Christian Watson more with 2.5 receptions. That's the beautiful thing about Prize Picks. You can disagree and think your sports opinions. You can turn that into cash. And there's also injury reboots. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, it won't count as a loss. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app. Use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Again, use that code WI for Prize Picks. Prize Picks, it's good
to be right. Are we taking requests
on like singing or?
Well, Erica, in our ESPN Madison dwelling, points out that we have not talked about the poison pill regarding the Parsons trade.
Well, let me tell you something. Yeah, we can definitely take requests, and if Jesse wants to put that in Whoa Nelly, I know we're running out of show. The Kenny Clark poison pill is a little bit absurd to me. The Kenny Clark portion of that poison pill seems absurd. And I love Kenny Clark. Packer Hall of Famer, great player. But come on now. Come on now.
I thought you might find that interesting. Maybe we'll find time for it in Whoa Nelly.
I'll say this. I am taking a request for the headline that I will be delivering.
Is there poison pill in it?
There's no poison pills. But a familiar character of the show put in a request for headlines, and I am going to deliver for that person.
Okay.
Are you singing again?
Maybe.
Did the Cowboys mandate this poison pill thing? Like, I don't understand.
I thought you just said we didn't have enough time for this. Maybe he'll put it in
You
Whoa
brought
Nelly.
it up. Like, I
wanted to.
I saw it, and I'm thinking to myself, come on, man. Like, come on. Come on.
Oh, my God. Maybe we'll have more time to talk about poison pills, which appear to have piqued Tausch's interest during Whoa Nelly. First, we need to do headlines, and that is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, you can get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and 0 interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Every day is like a blank canvas. You know you can paint it any way you want it. You can draw a black cloud. You can make the sunshine color in a rainbow. Or use
I did not get to hear Jesse's rehearsal. So we'll have to wait and all find out together if we'll want to go boo in a bar after his performance.
Who sings this song?
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato. Okay.
You like it?
Don't know a lot of it. Yeah, it's good. It's catchy. It's a catchy tune.
Time now for headlines.
We've buried the lead.
But it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, I've read the headlines.
It's time to predict this week's headlines.
Time for headlines, and Mark Tauscher, the inventor of headlines, sort of, goes first.
And this is where we predict the score of the games, right? Just so that we're on the same
You've
page.
been sitting on that for 5 minutes, haven't you?
I was thinking about it. When can I jump in and let Jason know? So I may or may not predict the score of the game here, Jason. The Pack hosts the champs Monday night. The defense must show us their might. Big game from Wicks. McKinney picks 6. We win in a Rocky-style fight. McManus walks us off 23-20 on a game-winning field goal.
Wow.
Take that, LaFleur. Compete this, he says. Haverstick goes to the Rams.
Compete this.
Well, that's the longest limerick I've ever heard.
Well, I ended it at whatever I said, and then I put the score. I've been told by people helping the cause that I sometimes add the score in with the limerick, and I got to separate the two. By the way, shout out to one of the Academy members, Pat. Little something today. Hopefully he recovers well. He's, I think, in good spirits and everything's good, but just wanted to give him a shout. So there we go.
Well, Pat, we hope you're doing well, and we appreciate your contributions to the show.
Go, Pat, go.
Amen. GPG.
Hope you're enjoying watching some movies while you're recovering.
God, I'm excited for this trip to Bloomington, just so I can get that last couple Landman episodes out. Been chomping. A new series coming out.
New series?
Yeah, new season of the new series, Landman.
The tush push is passé and Tuck has gone away. Will it be Fly Eagles Fly? Not tonight, my guy. While Luke sometimes falls like Bambi, at least he's not Stephanopoulos-y. Welcome to town, GMA. Enjoy tonight's win by Green Bay. Packers 28, Eagles 24.
Good content out of there, except for the fact Good Morning America didn't really come. Everything else was really good.
They billed it as they were here. Stephanopoulos was not.
The Stephanopoulos part didn't really rhyme.
I know, it was a force.
But it's a fun, I think it's good to get him in there, as we've discussed his love of the tush push.
Well, at first I wrote it as Georgie, but then you don't know who the George is.
No, we would have known.
Yeah, we could figure.
We would have figured that out.
It's not my dad. Or was
Georgie.
it? True.
Or maybe it was. Jesse, the floor and the concert hall is yours.
So, Up North Joe is a big fan.
Wait, are we rhyming this, or is this just the
No, this is the prelude.
Oh, okay.
Up North Joe is as big a fan as anyone I've ever heard of Gordon Lightfoot's classic, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, that new documentary's out.
And today is the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So without further ado, by request, we've put something together here. Let's see how it goes. The legend lives on from the East Coast on down of the play that they now call the Tush Push. As pundits do say, an unstoppable play, and it makes George Stephanopoulos gush. No?
Blush.
That would have been better. The league it did pout, but Mark Murphy on his way out, he attempted to take down the Eagles. So he drafted a note, put it up to a vote, but it turns out his effort was feeble. Now the Packers and Eagles, they meet once again, and from Lake Superior to Lake Delton, let's show them the door, call it up Matt LaFleur, even if our best receiver's Bo Melton. Playoff loss we avenge, let's go get some revenge. No gimmicks needed, we score points aplenty. And in Titletown, watch the Eagles go down. Final score 27-20.
Well done. Other than the blush,
thank you.
Really well done. That's an old catchy tune, and great lyrics that go with it.
What? So wait a minute. You pulled that together. Did Stephanopoulos make a reference to the Edmund Fitzgerald this morning?
He did not. No,
and then you added that to the lyrics,
just said
or what?
You wanted to get Stephanopoulos in there, so I got Stephanopoulos.
You
in
jammed that in right then and there.
I did.
What a creative soul. Well done,
I might have spent the Demovsky segment putting it all together. A little late assignment, but we got it done for Up North Joe.
Well done.
50th
very,
anniversary.
very, very impressive.
Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Gordon Lightfoot.
So there's apparently the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society that they do like a bunch of things about the Edmund Fitzgerald every year on the anniversary. And it sunk in, what, Lake Superior? Is that correct,
Yeah,
Tausch?
50-year
your
anniversary.
area.
Yes, it is. And there is a big documentary. I think it's on a couple of stations down here. And I know Buck and Honey's had a big, whatever they call those, the grand opening of this movie.
Screening?
Screening might be the word I was looking for, yeah.
Dan in Brothertown sends a text. I worked with a lady in Washburn whose husband was the cook on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
He was called. I thought he was going to rhyme that.
He was.
That would have been impressive.
That would have been really good from Dan if he's right. He was a cook from Washburn. I don't know what
he rode the Edmund Fitzgerald from stem to stern. This is now the worst part of this is now this story is going to take a tragic turn.
Oh, beautiful. This is what Jason loves doing. Go with a great Gordon Lightfoot song and lyric, and now somebody's dying. I got a hunch somebody's dying.
Oh, he was on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, man. All right, well, let's hear it.
So now it's so inappropriate. I'm sorry, Dan. So he was the cook on the Edmund Fitzgerald. He was called in to replace the regular cook who was ill. So the regular cook getting sick prevented him from perishing on the Edmund Fitzgerald, and this guy died instead.
Yeah. He was a neighbor of Dan in Cambria.
It's not Dan in Cambria.
It's
a different Dan.
There was no serial killer on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
How do we know?
It was a tragic accident.
We don't know how
Watch
all
the
that
documentary.
goes. Yeah, I understand, but you don't know everybody's
They
backstory.
did the grand opening of the documentary at Bucket Honey's. I thought you would know that.
That is bad luck, huh?
Yeah.
You get this great opportunity to go be a cook on the old Edmund Fitzgerald, and then boof. Transition there, Jason. Let's hear what you got. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Coors Light. Yeah, I'm going to go Coors Light. If you are on the Edmund Fitzgerald, you probably wanted to have a Coors Light. And whether you're tailgating pregame tonight, you're going to celebrate a big win or a tough loss, make sure it's Coors Light in your hand. Brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged. It is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors, a brewing company at Golden, Colorado.
Won't Ellie may or may not include a discussion of the the poison pill.
Maybe this was a mistake, Joe.
Well, you can't even. The thing is, I was going to go somewhere with.
No,
I can't go there with a poison pill.
We gotta stop. This is terrible. Won't
I
Ellie's
agree,
next,
by the way.
It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Visit zbart.com for more information.
It is game day in Green Bay. Monday Night Football between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. From an injury standpoint, the Packers could be short-handed at wide receiver. Matthew Golden, Dontavian Wicks, and Savion Williams all listed as questionable ahead of Monday night. Joining them on the injury report is right tackle Zach Tom, who's also questionable with a back injury. And for Philadelphia announced Sunday, cornerback Jair Alexander, expected to make his return to Lambeau Field for the first time since leaving Green Bay, has been ruled out and will not travel with the team. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites. Green Bay game day begins at 4 o'clock.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Do you want your car to shine like a diamond? Then you need Z-Gloss from Z-Bart. Z-Gloss gives you a mirror finish and protects your paint from everything Mother Nature can throw at it with a 10-year guarantee. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Jackpot Land, this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month. And earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
After our serious discussion of the Edmund Fitzgerald, it's time now for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Walker's house. His mama bought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
Sorry, taking phone calls back here, trying to squeeze them in. Didn't go very well. Anyway, I did want to ask you about the poison pill. Micah Parsons, Adam Schefter reporting the poison pill in the trade with the Dallas Cowboys. For those unfamiliar with the story, if the Packers were to trade Micah Parsons to the NFC East, the Eagles, Commanders, or Giants, then it would cost them a first-round pick in a couple of years. 2028, I believe, was the year that it would cost the Packers.
Well, they've already given up their 26 and 27s.
Yes, so Tausch, I thought this was a non-story. I thought it was just kind of drumming up the Packers-Eagles rivalry. I didn't think it was that big of a deal when it surfaced yesterday from Adam Schefter. What did you think when you saw
I
this?
agree. I think it is the definition of a nuttenburger. You're gonna trade. If you're gonna do that, first off, if you're trading Micah Parsons the next 3 or 4 years, this thing has gone horribly awry. So not gonna happen. And if you do, you're gonna go get maximum value. You're not gonna do like what the Cowboys did. Wait, and then maybe Philadelphia would give you a bunch of picks, and then maybe wouldn't even be that big a deal. You'd still that poison pill's. I don't even know if that poison pill kills you. The Kenny Clark component to the poison pill just like what are we doing, man? Like this whole poison pill on poison pill. It's almost as if, well, if you're going to poison pill, I'm going to poison pill. Because then you want to act like the trade was equal in that regard, and it just wasn't. So the only real poison pill is Hutchison when he wrote that contract up way back in the day with the Seattle Seahawks. That was the only poison pill deal. This is not a poison pill.
But wait a minute now. What about the Favre poison pill?
Did it work? Everybody's living.
He's still. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean? Was it supposed to kill them? Everybody's living.
What is the point of taking a poison pill? It kills you.
Yeah, right. You ever watch a spy movie? Yeah, that's what the poison pill is.
Right, but it's killing the deal because I do think the Packers were concerned.
What was that? A cat trying to kill you?
Yeah.
Trying to feed him poison or what?
Poison pill. I'm bleeding now. The poison pill was to prevent him from going to the Vikings, which of course failed because he just went there a year later.
So it didn't work.
Well, it prevented them from trading him directly there.
No, instead you cut him and he can go there for nothing. Just say the poison pill didn't work.
The poison pill didn't work.
Thank you. I don't even know if you believe it, though. You're just mad when you move it on.
Nelly! The Badgers won. Next.
Jonathan Taylor had an outstanding day yesterday with the Indianapolis Colts in Germany.
Remember when Green Bay almost traded for him?
Yeah.
No
Can you
poison.
imagine?
I don't think there were any poison pills in that deal.
Is Jonathan Taylor the biggest threat to our Hard Rock Casino Rockford Jordan Love MVP bet cash?
No, Drake May is.
For this week he is. That Drake May ain't winning the MVP.
He's had a really good
He's been good.
season.
Yeah, he's good. Matthew Stafford is going to, if the Rams are the 1 seed and he keeps playing like this, he's going to be the guy.
No.
They want to give him another crown jewel. Like they do.
Who's
you guys
they?
do, the media industrial
More
complex.
than Jordan Love?
Yes.
More than Jonathan Taylor?
Yes. It's a better story. Yeah. It's the vast media industrial complex. VMIC.
The VMIC.
Yep.
All right.
All right, great
Well,
drop. Thanks for compounding on that. Matthew Stafford, they want to have win the MVP. Jonathan Taylor should, and I do declare after this happens and Jonathan Taylor breaks Saquon or Eric Dickerson's record, we no longer on this show ever call it an MVP. Ever. It's MVQ at that point. Do we all agree to that stipulation?
No, I'm not going to agree to that.
Why?
So, because it's your idea.
You're part of the
why.
VMIC. I forgot. You are a 30-year member of the VMIC.
Yeah, I don't vote in any of those.
But you're part of the VMIC.
Hey,
What?
oh boy, you're part of the VMIC too.
No, I'm not. I don't vote for VMIC.
Neither
And
do
I'm
I,
sitting
but
here
you just
telling
told me
you
I'm
the
part
VMIC
of
is
it.
ridiculous in this regard.
Don't you have a Heisman vote?
I do. I don't even want it. Done with it. It's done. I'm not gonna even get down that road.
Yes, you are. Why don't you want your Heisman vote?
Because I think the whole thing is absurd. I think
Why?
it's absurd. You
Does
should
that
have
just go
scouts.
to the-
I want scouts to. I want the NFL scouts voting for the Heisman from now on.
Does that just go to the best quarterback, too?
Very much so. Yeah, typically. At least they will sprinkle. We haven't had a sprinkling since 12 in the MVQ award.
Whoa, Nelly!
So I was at the Badger football game on Saturday evening. It was rainy, it was snowy, it was fun. Badgers, of course, coming away with a win over a top 25 opponent for the first time since 2021. Chicken soup for the Badger soul, some have said.
Chicken noodle soup, some have said.
Throughout the game, including in our section, which was up on the upper level, you started to see the guys taking their shirts off and whipping them around again.
Did you?
No. No.
Even after Madison weight loss, you get all toned up?
No, not me.
No,
me.
okay.
And I'm not opposed to those who want to do such things. I'm not, offended when it's happening around us. I do think it's time to retire the tarps off thing. It's been done. Indiana was the first that did it, where the whole section did it up in, the upper level when they stunk. And then Oklahoma State did it earlier this year. And now it's like every school that's having a rough day is doing it. Washington State, I saw, did it last week. Other schools are doing it. We're doing it for a second time, and it's happening in the student section. It's happening up in section EE, and it's happening all around the stadium. It's just obnoxious. It gets annoying when everyone's like, "Oh, come on, guys!" No, we're watching a good football game here. I think it's time to retire it.
I disagree. Sports are fun. Sports are about building community. If this shirts off group wants to build a shirts off community, I say go ahead. I'm fine with it.
If you don't mind.
Uh-huh.
Oh my. Breaking news.
Oh?
The Green Bay Packers.
Is it breaking news sounder?
Just traded for Kenny Clark and got poison pilled?
Oh, baby! Now this is some breaking news.
Next week, the Green Bay Packers face the New York Giants. They will do so with the Giants being coached by someone other than Brian Daboll.
Oh, the coach bump. The coach bump.
The Giants are firing Brian Daboll.
I'd love to see him bring Bill Parcells or Tom Coughlin back to finish the season.
That would be one way to go. Maybe they can get Bill Belichick.
Don't think that's not the craziest idea.
No, I'm not thinking it's crazy at all. Also, I don't know, Jackson Dart, what was his injury? A concussion,
Yeah,
Jesse?
I don't think he'll play, would be my guess.
I believe it was a concussion. He suffered it when running. I
believe
it was
had four
a concussion,
different incidents already as a starter, so I think it's going to be Russ. Going to see
Russell
what Russ
Wilson
can cook, or Jameis.
and Bill Belichick.
I was watching Red Zone yesterday, and it was kind of flipping all around, but I believe what they said is he has been known to run recklessly throughout this year, Jackson Dart. And it finally caught
He's got to
up
learn.
him yesterday.
Like Aaron Rodgers learned after that concussion he got in 2010 in Detroit. And he wasn't able to play against the Patriots the following week. Do you believe that there is indeed a new coach bump, Tausch?
Yeah, for sure.
So is that a concern?
Yeah, I don't love it. I'd much rather him have Dayball still doing it. And somebody put up 4 games they lost with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. The odds of that happening are like 1 in 60,000. And they found a way to do it. And they found a way to do it kind of relatively easily.
They made it look easy.
Like, the Bears won that game like kind of easy in the fourth quarter. Like, Ben Johnson does his whole spiel after. Did anybody believe it? I'm like, yeah, I believed you were going to do it. Like, they stink. So,
Mike McCarthy going to go there next year?
I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm Buffalo, I'm calling Dayball right now. I say, get up here and help us. Help us. We stink, too.
Consultant.
I would agree. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Wonelli with that breaking news, but I thought it was noteworthy because
that's a nice little breaker right there.
Significant news, yeah, for sure.
Considering they play the Packers next week, I thought it was germane to our program. Now I return the show to
Germain.
Little Saint Germain.
Saint Germain.
Nice lake. Nice lake. Had a real fun incident up there with a bunch of police officers.
Are there any incidents that are fun?
Yeah, no, it was a fun little incident. We got speeding tickets on snowmobiles, which I didn't think was a thing. And then they ended up buying us pizza. We saw them in a little pizzeria up there in St. Germain. Nice.
Wait, the same officers that gave you
I think I told you this. There's an old
Jesse, do you remember this story being told on the program?
I told it. You guys just don't listen.
I have never heard you tell a speeding ticket on a snowmobile story.
So we were up there.
I feel like I would remember that.
A long time ago, and I had a couple teammates with me. We went and spoke we read at a school, had a great day. Came back, it was around 3 o'clock where I think the trails you can kind of roll, but these guys, they have their snowmobiles on the back of pickup trucks. They ramp it down and they come and get you. They put the red and blue lights, and I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here? Yeah, we ended up getting a speeding ticket up there in St. Germain.
Wow.
And the ironic part was we went to a little sporting goods store to make sure our snowmobiles were all lined up and everything before we went, and this lady was a huge Packer fan, so she was loving up on us. Well, it turns out her husband was the dude that pulled us over and ticketed us, and he told us that his wife was irritated after he told her that we got a speeding ticket, and he gave it to us.
So he bought you pizza.
He bought us pizza and said she's going to have him sleeping out on the couch tonight because she's upset with him. So that's a nice that brings this whole story all together.
Are they still
Saint
together?
Germain. I haven't.
Did their marriage last?
I didn't ask any more questions. It was I thought, a fun little anecdote.
That's a great story.
Very fun.
Was that you? Was that during your Packers career or your Badgers career?
Packers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who were your other teammates that were riding snowmobiles?
Just guys. It's their business. I let them tell the story. You know what I mean?
You're keeping their identities secret.
Are we supposed to, we're supposed to ask every player that ever played with you when they come on?
I'm not telling people CCAP stories. They can put their own stuff out there. It's not my business to tell.
Was Favre there?
No, he was not.
All right, that's all I cared about.
Of course you do.
He was a Viking then.
Oh, that narrows it down.
All right. Tausch, I think while we were discussing the Edmund Fitzgerald, I had said something about American Family Insurance. We talked about Coors Light instead. So we circle back.
We do.
To AmFam.
And Badger fans, we had a great win. And Sarah and I, we made our Jumbotron reappearance.
Saw that.
As we team up with American Family Insurance for another year to raise funds towards American Family Children's Hospital through a virtual toy drive. All donations, every penny, goes towards therapeutic supplies and toys that are going to help thousands of children and families across the country. Plus, and this is the beautiful part, American Family Insurance matches every dollar donated up to $50,000 through the end of the year. So go over to amfamkids.org. You donate. If you put $1 in, which is all we're asking, it becomes $2 immediately. That's the beautiful part. We got to get it all the way up to $50,000. Again, amfamkids.org to donate today.
Mike Kafka is your new interim coach of the New York Giants, who will face the Packers next week. Before we can get to next week, we got to get through tonight. Our final thoughts on Packers-Eagles next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
Losing to the Dolphins is a fireable offense. The interesting thing about it, coming off of the trade deadline, the fact that the Buffalo Bills stood pat, that tells us that the general manager, Brandon Beane, thinks that this roster is good enough for this team to compete for a title. And the fact that you fell so far short of the mark after having the highest of highs this season and beating the Kansas City Chiefs is an indictment on the head coach. Sure, it's an indictment on the players that are involved, and the guys between the white lines are the ones that are ultimately got to get it done. But if you're Sean McDermott, the fact that your team not only lost to the Miami Dolphins, but got boat raced by a team that is essentially given up, a team that fired their general manager, a team that has a head coach and the quarterback on the hot seat, the fact that you got embarrassed by them, the fact that this game wasn't competitive, that's a referendum on you, sir.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
St. Nick meets St. Kate. The holidays are in full swing at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, where every celebration shines a little brighter. Browse unique gifts at the holiday marketplace, gather for unforgettable Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dining, and of course, don't miss Brunch with Santa, a family favorite filled with joy, treats, and holiday magic. Celebrate the season at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Visit stkatearts.com/holidays for all the details.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like 40-pound bags of Morton Elite Ice Melt, $7.99. A 16-inch Performance Tool Power Tool Storage Rack, $24.99. And save 30% on zero-exposure outerwear for the whole family. Find the value you need to get ready for winter your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
And every man knew as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of...
Did this end up being a really big hit, obviously?
This song?
Like it's a
big hit.
I mean, it's obviously a very sad song, right?
It's a good song.
I don't know if I ever even actually listened. I kind of just hum along.
It's all about the shipwreck. Like all the people died.
This might be one of the only songs I don't typically sing to. I more hum. This is a great hum song.
I did read something today as I was getting caught up on the Edmund Fitzgerald 50th anniversary, that he actually reached out to all the family members to get their okay to do the song. So I think he honored their memory.
I love that.
It is
nice job,
very classy by Gordy.
Gordy. As much as I would love to discuss the Edmund Fitzgerald further and the new documentary that is apparently out.
Yep.
I hear it's good.
Grand opening at Buck and Honey's not that long ago.
That's why Jason's meeting had to get moved to the other room.
Final thoughts on Packers-Eagles.
Yeah, this is a litmus test on the Packers barometer, chicken noodle soup, whatever you want to call it, on the offensive line and whether or not we've made strides in kind of overcoming the beast that was the Philadelphia Eagles. It's not the same beast, but nonetheless, I think tonight will tell you we feel like physically, we got bully balled last in that postseason game. Do we have the answers tonight? And I think that's going to be the big watch for me, and letting Jordan Love do what he's going to do and everything else, but running the football and handling your business against that group is where I'm going to be watching.
As we do after every game, we will take your calls tomorrow. Even though we theoretically only do it on Mondays, because of Monday Night Football, we'll have Tuesday phone calls. And we look forward to that, and we look forward to tonight's game. Make sure you tune in throughout the day. And, of course, for Green Bay Game Day with Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, I'll be there as well. Going to show up on time, hopefully this time, as opposed to last week. That starts at 4 p.m. today.
Was that a time zone deal, or was that just you?
It was not the clock changing either. It was just flat-out stupidity. I'll be there today. My portion of the program starts at 5 p.m., and I'm not telling you that. I'm really just telling me that. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Ready for the snap and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a...
Everybody?
Can't get enough of the Rich Eisen Show? You're in luck. You can find